Alright, I'm going to give you a little update on where my progress is on this fuel system. As you can see, I got my fuel rails on, I got my 80-pound injectors in, got most all my fuel lines ran back to my regulator. I got it coming out of the back over to here. This is where I'm going to the to the back of the car. I still got to come out of here with my return line back. But my fuel rail's in and pretty much around the motor is good. I gotta go through and make sure everything's good and tight. The way I'm doing my fuel tank, I'm using a stock 5.0 tank, and I'm gonna put this little bad boy in it. I got some more fittings coming. I'm using the aeromotive dual pump system. Got my hole drilled. I got more fittings coming because the way it's going to be under the tank. I've got to put spacers here, so when I tighten it down, it hits where the spare tire loop is, so it don't land on the top of the pump right here. I couldn't get it over here. My plan originally was to cut this out around here and make it fit, because my gasket, fits perfect around that. So I'm just going to cut the inside of it out, try to make it work. But got the baffling down in there, and if you notice, if I go straight down with the pump that I have, this one goes straight down, it's going to hit not in the flat part of the tank, it's going to be on the slope here. And that's why the factory one's offset, so it can get back here to the deepest part. But my plan was to try to beat that, the baffle out and get all that took care of. But I decided that I was going to put the original pump bracket back in and go ahead and just cap the hoses off. Just leave that in there and take my pump out. But I'm just going to put the bracket in. Then over here, I've got this goes down in there. It's for pretty much takes the place of a baffle. It goes down in. The way I had to do this was I took this right here, drilled the hole out 3 1/4, and I put this in, fits right in there like that. It's just pretty much a template. The kit comes with a drill bit, so you just drill all your holes, and once you drill your hose, you're pretty much done with this piece. I washed my tank out, got all the shavings out, cleaned this top up pretty good. What it does is this right here goes down inside like this right here. You just got to fish it back up through these holes, which might be a pain in the butt, especially when handled. But anyway, once it's underneath like that, this ring goes on as your seal, and then your pump just goes right down inside of it, and you turn it however you want it. I think mine's going to set like this. Not 100% sure yet until I get my fittings and see how it's all going to work out. But I got 2 dash 8 fittings coming off. I'm going to feed it into this, which is a dash 10 here. Then I got my filter somewhere around here, and I'm going to run it back up to this fitting, which is a dash 10, and should have plenty of fuel going into the back of the rails, coming off the front, going back into the regulator, and this right here would be a dash 8 line going back all the way down underneath the car and the return. So hopefully get all that done. I was hoping to try to get most of it done today, but I had to order some different fittings and go a different route, so said something about Thursday being in, but just thought I'd give you guys a little update. As you can see, that's the deepest part of the tank, and so I should have plenty enough room to get that thing down in there. But yeah, like I say, once I tighten it up under the car, you know, normally this would hit. This is the rubber to where it would hit, to where the spare tire goes. But I got me some brackets, or actually a spacer that I'm gonna put across through here, and I got a bunch of padding to where when I tighten it down, it's gonna tighten down against that spacer instead of tightening it down, you know, on the top of this, top of the fuel pump. And hopefully it all works out. If it don't work, we'll back up and try something different. But that's my plan for right now. Hope you guys got a little information off of it. But if you guys want to subscribe and like, hit the buttons, and I'll talk to you next time.